Hi everybody, my name's Tom's Chassis. I'm the host of 802 Bushcraft here. This is my first video I'm probably posting today, and never. So what we're making today is a chair. So we're going to make an A-frame structure first, and then we're going to put a cross beam on it. Let's go. And then we're going to put beams out, and we're going to put the sticks that are on top of the struts that come across the A-frame structure. And that's pretty much it for today, and we'll get into it. So there's multiple different ways to do this. Is scout? No. Sit. I said sit. You can have a eyelet or a drill. It's a hand drill. What we can do with that is you take your 3 logs, if I remember which one they are. If I do. Awesome. And yeah. So I got my 3 logs right here, right? So what you're going to do, on the end there's like a little screw. It's kind of like you're screwing into a piece of wood. No, sit. You're going to drill in like this. Now it's going to take a bit of time because it's by hand, so corkscrew is gonna come out, so it's not gonna be able to pressure down. So what you're gonna have to do, like that, I'm not going any deeper anymore. Take it out. You're gonna have to flip over and push it out. What's wrong, buddy? No, you can't no. Sit. Scout, sit. You can't have it. Then you're gonna start from this side and go down. And if you have it straight enough, you should find the hole again and so you're gonna do the same thing with this, all 3 logs. And after you've done that, you're gonna put the pin in. And yeah, you have one portion of the chair done. So I brought these up from trees, so when you are making this structure, actually, I might need somebody. Scout, drop it. Resources are important, to say the least. And you need the correct size, obviously. So what you're looking for a pin is going to be the most straight part, just like this right here. I'm gonna chop it off or cut it. Probably chop it if I can here. I'll see. There we go. Didn't fly away. There we go. And when you're putting the pin in, like this section may not be long enough here. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that it's going to match the length that you're viewing it. So I'm going to turn you here. So you're matching up. What you want to do is, like, that's long enough right there. You're going to stick out a little one on the end, which is a good thing. And we're going to cut that right there. So you don't use the axe this time, because you want a nice clean edge when you bring it in. Which is another way of doing it. I just like doing that sometimes. Okay, we have a pin now. What we're going to do next, you're going to test this pin. Is it the correct size? Let's see. It does work. We're going to do that in there. We're going to take this because now there might be some debris in there. So you're going to knock it in a little bit. It looks good. You're going to put it through all the legs here. But make sure you know what your middle one is, because I do have a particular one. But so that's my middle log right there. And everything else will subsequently connect, like so. Like that. So we did, I'll bring it over here so you can see. So what we did here, we drove this pin in here, in between this. So now pretty much what that's doing, is holding this whole structure together. This pin doesn't necessarily fit the hole exactly. It's kind of loose in many senses. But that is fine, because we're going to put a structure and we're going to tie this thing together, so it's not going to move much anyways. So that's fine. Scout, leave it. Making sure you have an area to put this chair when you're doing this is very important. So don't clutter your area up like I do sometimes. Or my area. Not a great habit of mine, but so I'm basically making a shape like this. And then what we're going to do is, like a lot of things in woods, it's very resource rich. You need stuff with in the woods. So what we're going to do is you're going to take this, you're going to stick it out that way. Kind of simple. Nothing hard. Scout, leave it. Like so. And take this one. It's a little big. See, this is long enough. Yep. That's good. I'll go that way. Now you just need one more going across this way for a bomb, for the bomb support. After done with that, take a mini saw, you can cut the excess off because you don't need that much here on that side. There you go. There's that. Next step, you're going to take this and mount it that way. And take that one and mount it this way. Just like so. We're going to do the same thing, we're going to do the square lashing, then lash it on, and then we'll be moving on. So overall, this right here is more or less just support. What's more important is you secure it back there. So for this up here, I'm just going to use paracord, because I don't have a whole lot of sisal left around here, so do the back first. If you want the best results, you probably want to use sisal all the way, just as a general rule of thumb, just a better lasting rope, but that's all you got. The pinch in the survival situation or whatever, it's gonna work, so don't worry about it too much. So there's really no lashing you can do here. I mean, actually, I want to try something. So the tripod lashing, it's a little different. You're gonna weave in between our logs. Scout, come. And that'll be in another video. We're up close and personal type stuff. And you got part 2 done. And then what you gotta do is you gotta secure that to the other sides. Make sure there's no branches or anything like that in the way. And so we're almost done. And then kind of tie it to a piece of wood. you're sitting down, you want a long enough beam, right? So when you're doing this, you want to make sure you have the right length part when you cut it. So we don't want that right there. It can come off. So with that said, let's okay. So then that one, you're gonna need to cut this one. So after that's done, you're just gonna keep those pieces because you need to burn them or use them for other things around your camp, for other projects possibly. Those are really too small for anything, but sometimes when you're doing projects, you'll have extra laid over. So just keep that in mind. We need the surface to sit down on. There's nothing to sit there. So, again, you need some wood. Make sure you make the length going. So, the length right there is good. So in the past when I did this, I put the logs right up next to it. I think this time we're gonna put some spaces in between them, just like that. So, you know, water doesn't collect or stuff like that doesn't happen as much. And that way you don't have to cut as much and use as much as resources as I would have to before. So, when you can, try to not use as much. There we go. And as always, you can always expand or make this better too. So it's not like it needs to get perfect the first time when you're doing this. So keep that in mind. What you're gonna do now, you're gonna take this down, they're gonna lash it down. This is more commonly known as the floor lashing, but we're gonna use it as a chair, part of the chair today. So. Start off with a, usually start with that. I'm just going to start with a square knot because it's paracord and doesn't like to settle that well like that. So sometimes you have to make do. there you go. You have the place we sit down now. Pretty cool chair, huh, buddy? Yeah, you're really wet. You're really, really wet, buddy. Very soaking. My GoPro is getting covered out here. The gloves are wet. Joy. So what we're going to do now, we're going to set up backrest. We're going to put 3 up. Most time I'll be sitting down here, I'll have a wool blanket, so I'm going to put that under there. Okay, we got that now. I'll lash that stuff up. A very cold environment. If you're doing this at your house, I would very highly suggest you doing this in a warmer environment for this type of project. But don't let it chase you off because it's cold. It's possible, just a tad bit harder to do it, that's all. So what you gotta do to make one style chair. There's millions of other ones out there. I mean, if you took 2 of these and put them across this way, you could actually make like a bench, a long bench. But other than that, guys, this is Thomas Chassis again from 802 Rhythms and Craft. If you want to subscribe and see some more of this type of stuff and see Scout, please subscribe. And if you have any knowledge of building any other chair, please let me know down in the comment section.